It's a wonderful opportunity and it's an honor to be a mayor. But one of the toughest parts to me is just when a homicide comes in, especially if there's a bunch that happen quickly together. Each time you get a notice like that, it's like a punch in the gut because you know that there's a lot of suffering on the other side of this. You know there's a complicated story on the other side of it. And you know that there's an awful lot of people working really hard in the community to prevent this type of stuff from happening. 2/3 of American cities right now are seeing an increase in violent crime or homicides. What we've seen in Louisville for the first 6 months of 2017 is a decrease in overall crime of 4%, but homicides are up year over year. We were in the top tier of big cities with least homicides. Now we're a little bit above average. So to people it feels like there's been a big increase. There has been. But compared to other cities like New Orleans or Baltimore or St. Louis, whose rates are 3 to 4 times ours, it's not as big a problem. That being said, one homicide's too many, and what you find in most every city is that homicides are concentrated in a small number of neighborhoods. And if you're living in one of those neighborhoods, it is a problem. It is a significant problem. You're concerned about your safety, your kids' safety, your grandkids' safety. What's behind homicides in particular are a whole bunch of systems issues. Where you were born, how you were raised, is there opportunity in the neighborhood? Did you have access to education, to health care, to a job where you were born? So these are systems that take a long time to change. I had a good experience when I was in New Orleans. They've been at this work for about 5 years or so and are approaching their city solution from a comprehensive standpoint like we are for building capacity in neighborhoods, focusing on the people that are producing the most violent crime in the city, and then focusing on places. New Orleans has seen a 20% reduction in homicides when they compare these past 5 years to 5 years before that. When you take a look at LMPD, that focuses on people and places. So who are the folks that are creating the most violence in the city? Most of them are into illegal drugs, and that is their business, and violence is how they enforce it. So how do you identify the folks? How do you build cases against them? And then how do you remove them so neighborhoods can be safe? And then the balance of it is how do you build capacity in young people so they choose not to go down a life of crime. And that's where the majority of the effort is of the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. Kind of on the leading edge of most cities right now. We're making good progress. The key is you just got to stick to the good plan and involve the whole community in the plan. If you're going about minding your own business, the odds of you being involved with a homicide are very low. That being said, there are unfortunate, very unfortunate incidents that take place in the city. We've seen that with kids that have been caught in the crossfire. This is that danger of living in one of those hotspot neighborhoods where there is a disproportionately higher level of crime as well. So I do not want to minimize the loss of those folks. It's kind of that boiled up frustration to say, you know, kind of, boy, we're better than this as a people. And we got a lot of people working hard to try to prevent this. And so you want all that to come together so that you don't have any homicides. And that maybe is not a realistic expectation, but that's what people deserve, and that's what we want to always be working towards. Fortunately, the plan that we've developed over the years, and we've had national experts look at it, it's as good as any in the country. Then the question is, how are you executing the plan? How are you improving the plan? And is there a call out to citizens to get involved? So when people say, what can I do? It depends on where you want to plug in.
So let me see.
All most people want
That's wonderful.
is a loving adult in their life, some kind of structure, some kind of expectations, and support, and they'll do fine. So if somebody doesn't have that from their natural environment, I think it's part of our obligation and part of the joy of life, if you will, for everybody to step in and help out. It works. None of us choose how we're born, where we're born, but what we can shape is the future. And to do that in a productive way, we have to lean into these issues so we understand each other better. And most importantly, understand that we're all interconnected. We're all interdependent. And I joke sometimes, whether we like it or not, we are. So how we come together in a powerful way, in an inclusive way, is what the strength of our city is, the strength of our country as well. That's how we're going to compete and create opportunities for us, for our kids and our grandkids, build a great city and build a great country.